Ready for video number 2. I am actually got this one kit I'm going to modify. There we go. Nice little military truck. And this is the reason why I'm modifying it. Because everything's nice on it. Features, I mean, you can see it's got good suspension, 6-wheel drive. But this is why I got to customize it. When I turn it on, you got working headlights, that's all nice on there, but this is the terrible part. That's the steering. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm Rob, I'm with Kustom RC Krawlers. I'm showing these videos to let you, all you RC people, to see what I can do, and I'm going to be showing more and more videos on more customization. My first video was I started on a body, which you probably see even here in the background, that I haven't got more to it yet, but I will show more videos on finishing the Batmobile custom body. But right now, I want to show how I can modify this to be a better RC. I went ahead and got everything ready. I got my ESC, receiver, and I found out that the exact scale to work with this will be the mini servos. Now these you could buy online or you could buy at a hobby store, but I got a bunch of these for a really good deal. So okay, here we go. Ready for customizing. First, got to disassemble this, but I have examined it earlier, and basically this is what I found out, that I don't have to do too much to it, to the assembly. So here we go. I'm going to start taking it apart right now. I'm going to get my screw gun set up here. And this is the kit that I use. I got this nice little setup here online. That comes, wow, look at all that. All your tools you need for RC cars in one kit. But instead of using the screwdriver, I went ahead and got this nice little screw gun. Got the little adapter here. And as you can see right here, the tips just go on there good. Get it on there nice and tight. Don't do it too tight, you don't want to break the motor. Okay, now turn this off. Turn the radio off. Okay, light went out, that means it's off. Alright, time for customizing. Make sure I'm going in the right direction because I don't want to mess up the screws. Okay, so here we go, removing the screws. Now I found out that there's only 2 screws to remove this cab. That's what makes it nice. So here we go, carefully flipping that upside down. Hold on to, just take a couple of fingers and this thing just slides forward there. Now, the one thing that I noticed from my first taking this thing apart, gotta be careful because the headlamps are hooked up to this body here. So I'm going to loosen this up just enough to where I have enough slack to get to the screw to remove the manufacturer ESC. Now the thing that you want to do when you're customizing on here is that you want to make sure you keep all your screws together. Best thing to do, a lid. Get them from your butter balls, or you can get them from old peanut butter jars, just about anything. Just enough to keep the screws all together so you don't lose anything. Because there's a lot of screws I'm going to put back on there, so keep everything to the side. Okay, now carefully remove the wire. There, cab is free. I'm going to remove all the wires here Don't want to tug them on too tight. You don't want to break anything because this board is still good. I will probably use this later on in the show. Now this is the ESC that came with it. Not much to it, is there? That's probably why it didn't have that much power and it didn't have good servo. So that goes into a separate container from the screws. Now, this is where I'm at now. I got the top off and everything's all right there exposed. Wires for the switch, motor, servo. So basically what I'm going to do now is that I want to remove the servo. That's this huge box right here. Look at that compared to this. And hard to believe this is more powerful than what that is. Well, here we go now. Put that back in there so I don't lose that. Time for the disassembly. Now, first I want to remove is the screws for the springs that keep the OEM servo clear. Carefully remove that. Because like I said, these parts are still good. This could be used in other things. So you don't want to just start throwing things away. I save them because you never know. I might use it again in another video, or maybe I'll use it to repair. Not sure. Okay, so now I got to remove the manufacturer's servo. Now, what's nice about these screwdriver tips that came in that kit is that they're magnetic tips. So a lot of your RC screws will just stick to the tip, and this one is being stubborn now. But I got the thing loose. Now, there's still a servo horn. Okay. So I remove the servo horn, and this is the OEM servo. This is what I'm going to put in there. Big difference. So that box that gets put to the side of the box. Okay, now I'm going to remove. I'm actually going to put this to the side here, my bench, so it doesn't get broken off the ground. Now I'm going to remove servo horn. Okay. Oh, the OEM servo assembly is done. Now, after that takes out, look at all that space there. Now, let's get this guy installed. This, like I said, this is a mini servo used for a lot of smaller scales. This is, by the way, this is a 1/12 scale vehicle. So this servo is good for 1/12 scales. The 1/10 scales will work on there on some of them, but for this particular one, the mini servo, as you see, it only takes one screw. Other servos, they take the 1/10 scales, the 1/8 scales, and the 1/5 scales, they use 2 screws. But I don't know we're going to be screwing this guy because I don't have any way to put servo mounts in here, so I'll probably just use the good old double stick tape. Good stuff. And by the way, I don't buy this one at a hobby store. I actually go to Lowe's, and where I find this at is over where the mailboxes are at. They have this there to where it sticks on there. It says for exterior use, but I found out this has been more effective for the ESCs, servos, battery mounts, and it stays on there strong, waterproof, but still easy to remove. So now I'm going to see about how this guy is going to line up in here. So, okay, now I'm looking at a section in here that the servo is going to have a problem. And turn this around so you viewers can see. I have a gap right there that's going to prevent me from mounting this down. This is where the customizing part comes in. That's why I'm a custom shop. I went ahead and I keep scrap pieces of plastic to use for different mounts on there. I need this inside here even, so I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to my vise. And yeah, you notice I am not measuring. Well, right now I'm just trying to get this in there. So I'm just going to eyeball all the measurements. So get my saw that I need from my rack here of saws. And go ahead and get this cut. Move my screw gun over there. The most effective way to get a straight cut, I basically line this up with the top of the vise, tilt my blade at a slight angle, then cut. Let's see, where did I put that? In the blade? Did it go in here or in the side? Okay, so I'm going to use box cutter. Now remember, whenever you cut, always cut away from you, not towards you. You don't know when this is going to get stuck. It's going to slip and then it's stuck in your body. Cut your finger off. Always be safe when you're using blades. Okay, so I got a piece like this just to, now I'm going to see how this is going to fit inside here. Look at that. A little short on one side, but this is going to work good. Now I'm going to take the servo and put it back up on there. Okay. I'm going to walk up close to the camera here to show you what I did here. Okay. You can see now how the servo is not lining up arm with the original. So that means that what I might have to do customize this. Since I'm not going to mount it, use the mounting holes. Get that out of my way. I am going to cut this edge right here off. Now, if you do this to your own servo, you got to remember to don't put it in too tight, or you're going to snap the casing. You can run the gears, run the blades. Yes, I'm going to use my same saw, my Copeland saw. Nice long strokes to okay. Even cut. Now line it up. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this on, but use the Manny tape for the servo. So use Gorilla Glue. I use this a lot for my hobbies because I found out that this particular one with the blue cap on it works great for all my plastic gluing needs. And it comes in a gel, so when you start squeezing out, you're not making this big old huge puddle mess. And just to mount that, I'm just putting in just a little circle part in there. Now put my plastic in there, and then it is. It's glued. Okay, now I'm going to actually get the camera and bring it. All right, I'm back. Okay, while I was waiting for this thing to dry, I took the cab out and taped the ESC behind the cab. Now, with the wires being a smaller gauge for the battery pack, and the motor, I have to do some downsizing here. So I'm actually going to try to take the connectors off the ESC and make my own connectors. How I'm going to do that? By getting where did that go? My electronics kit. And wire here to redo the setup. So there's a lot of soldering to go on. There's a lot of different hooking up to do, but I'm sure this is going to work on there. I'm almost thinking about, because of this being a more powerful ESC, that instead of going with this little guy here, as you can see right there, it's only 6 volts. I'm going to take this battery that is 11 volts and make it more powerful. More powerful is better. So here we go with more customizing on here. Now I have to get my soldering iron kit set up, so this is where I'm at right now. But actually, you know what I'm going to do, just to keep it, I don't have my viewers in a hanging there, I'm going to do the servo. Now, best way to measure is put the tape on the servo first. And then cut. And like I said, away from you. Now what you see here on the this is a cutting mat. That way, so when you're cutting, you don't make a mess on the wood or cardboard or whatever you're doing. So now I got this on there. I got that board set. Move the electronics out of the way, because I'm going to have to get the soldering iron for that. Get the battery out of the way so nothing falls out of the cab while I'm turning this around. And try to get this to mount in here to line up. So get that to 0. And get that servo horn in there as close as possible, and there. It works. So now what I am going to do, so the servo still works with the OEM steering, I'm going to use the original screws. Now, the one thing I did notice is that the hole is slightly smaller, so got to drill it out. Let me see what I got in my 2 drawer here, because oh, there they are. I got a baggie here with all my drill bits, and I don't see the size I need. Small size is way too big. It's more like a 632. So reach down here, and I don't have the size of that one. So I got a tray right here of parts and tools. Never know. Drill bit maybe hiding under here. I can't find my drill bit. Actually, I had that ready before I put it on the shelf. Okay. So, can't find my drill bit, can't find my X-Acto blade. What am I going to do? Look in the drawer here again. Move stuff around and uh-oh. You know what? This might work. Found my X-Acto blade. I'm going to turn this to the side. What I'm doing here, I am trying to actually make the opening bigger for the screw. And trying to make sure I don't go too big. All right, so now get the screw gun, change the direction, and let's go in here and see. Okay, the screw is still attached on, so that tells me it didn't go in. This can get tricky. Then my screw fell off my tip. This is being stubborn when you can't find your drill bits and you don't want to use the X-Acto blade because it will make the hole too big. That's what happens when you don't put your drill bits where you need them. Okay, so I'm going to go do the X-Acto blade thing again. And what I am actually going to do is that where I can see it better, I'm going to... Oh, I see what the problem is. Hole does need to be bigger. Why aren't you coming out? Okay, there. Oh, that's not even the screw I wanted to use. It's the longer one. Now, oh, that's my screw. So, what do you do in a situation like this? Right down here is where you don't see the camera, but I got all my parts. And I got one drawer, particular drawer here that has smaller screws that could possibly work. I think I found one. And where that screw went, I don't know. So here we go. We're going to try this again. Line it up. If I get it to stay on there to do that. I dropped that screw. I found the original one. Where it came from, I don't know. Okay, here we go. This is what happens when you don't have your drill bit. I got the screw in, but now my servo came loose. More glue. This time I'm putting a lot. Wait, it gets down to the bottom and just humongous glob. I know you're probably wondering what I'm doing. Letting the glue just sit a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and hook the steering up. Channel 1. And to test this, will be hiding back here is a battery pack. So now I go and get the radio I'm going to use, which is right here in front. Radio's on. Battery connected. Battery pack must be low, but I have more. Be right back. Almost stepped on that. Okay, so let's switch it out. Probably need to recharge that. Usually when the other battery pack hooks up, it works better, but this tells me that it's working. Put those to the side. Turn the radio off so I don't drain the batteries. Put that down there out of the way. Okay. What I'll probably do to make up for this wobbliness, now since I got the hole set, I'm probably going to get a little microscopic washer, or maybe put a little thing of heat shrink on there. Little heat shrink, put it on the end of the screw, not where the threads are at, and that'll give me the clearance on there. Or if it comes to it, I'll glue this onto that servo, but right now I have a working servo. So now I'm going to figure out where to put the receiver, which I already figured out where to put it. Because I got all that room back under there. This is perfect for the receiver. But you know what? I didn't even think about it. This is a wireless receiver. That'll still work. Manny tape. Put enough on there just to hold down the receiver. Back the blade away from your fingers. Cut along the edge like that. put the blade more further on the bench so they don't fall on the floor again. And then going to put this on here. You notice I'm wearing one of my t-shirt, RC t-shirts, Pro line. They're a line of things. They start out with just doing bodies and tires. Then they started doing other hop-ups for famous brand names like, probably heard of them, Traxxas, Zeal. I bought a few bodies from them, like one of the bodies I made that I'm still working on. I'll probably post that in one of my other newer videos to show what I've done to the body, because I've still got a lot more to do. Now I'm going to take my finger and use it to roll up the cord, because with being this close, I don't need all this cord here. And to hold the wire down, I am going to use a twist tie. Someone's probably thinking, how come you didn't use a zip tie? Because I don't have one handy right now. Okay, so you want to put this, your speed is always going to be channel 2. So you can see right there, channel 2. Okay, so I got that done. This goes to the light kit. I need to find a way how to turn the lights on. This is a 3rd channel. I got more than one servo. So I got to figure out how to make a switch to turn the lights on and turn them off. But that'll be later in the video. Okay, now I need to figure out how I'm going to make a wire from here to hang down to go to the servo, so it'll be easier to hook up after I put this back in. The battery wire is going to hang down, and the motor wires are going to hang down, because I gotta hook the wires up. Now, this is the original wire to the battery. I might change that, because like I said, I don't want to use 6 volts on this thing. I want 11 volts. Big difference. Double the speed, double the power, double the speed. Just hope I don't blow the motor. But that's why you have extras. Okay, so I'm going to go off the air for a moment now. I'm going to go ahead and get these wires built, made. I got to dig up the soldering iron. So I'll see you on my next video on there. This is where I'm at right now. I'm Rob, Kustom RC Krawlers. Keep on going and give me a lot of likes, because the more likes I get, the more videos I post, the more custom work I do. See you then. Thank you.